Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Matt, and today we're going to take a look at the Occula RDA by Twisted Messes and Vape. This is a 24mm RDA that is a cloud chasing, flavor throwing RDA, all out of a little 24mm. Yeah, so if you're new to the channel, I do vape product related videos, and we check out anything you can think of: RDAs, RTAs, sub-ohm tanks, hardware accessories. I do build and wicking tutorials. I do a monthly vape box video. Yeah, so if any of that interests you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell so you get notified every time I post a video, and you'll stay up to date. So yeah, the Occula RDA. Let's go down low. We'll check out the rest of this packaging. We'll throw a build in it. We'll wick it. We'll come back up top, give it a vape. I'll give you guys my pros and cons. Okay, here is the Occula RDA Vape and Twisted Messes. This is the black version. The packaging is pretty straightforward. It says on the back here, the Occula RDA is a collaboration with Twisted Messes and Vape to create a rebuildable masterpiece with innovative internal post clamp design. And let me tell you, once we get looking at that internal clamp post design is it's pretty sweet. User manual, baggie of spares, which includes a squonk pin, some O-rings, and a hex key to take out your regular pin or put in your squonk pin, I should say. Your Occula RDA. We're going to get a little close up on this, and we'll look at that. So the Occula RDA, like I said before, it is a 24mm RDA. It's about 32mm in length. At the bottom here, you can see that you have the Occula symbol. It says Vape, and on the bottom right there, Twisted Messes. You have a slightly protruding 510 connection. You can see your peak insulator, and then it's very smooth 510 threads there. So yeah, you can see downward angled snake bite style airflow, I guess you could say. And this pattern right here, let me tell you, that's really nice when you're taking off this top cap. So let's take off the top cap, the AFC, if you will. This drip tip is it is 810, and you do have a little metal ring going on right here. On the top cap, there is an embedded O-ring, so all your 810 drip tips should fit right on. And you can see by the style of this AFC that you can run this in single coil. I've only run it in dual. When it's a dual coil RDA, I use it for dual coil. If I get a single coil, I'll use it for single. But you can see it's all very clean. That is just water in there because I did just clean this. I've been using it for a while. So I didn't pop this thing out of the package, and it doesn't have any weird stuff going on. Yeah, so that's pretty clean. Your drip tip is pretty cool. It's a very short drip tip. I do like that metal band. So definitely be mindful if you're chain vaping this thing, because the drip tip is very short, so you don't want to, burn your lips, I guess, because that will get hot. Yeah, so it's all nice and clean so far. I want to, yeah, actually, you know what, we'll leave it just like this. So let's, it does curve a little bit, which is pretty cool, and it's very clean on the inside, as you can see there. Like I mentioned, the downward style AFC, and those are some huge holes. Let me tell you, wide open, you just get like way too much airflow. You can see that it is notched to sit, and when it does sit on your deck section here, you are able to rotate your barrel so that you are getting perfectly centered airflow on your coil. So you cut down a little bit, you turn your barrel, and there's a track that it slides on the deck here, and you'll always be able to have perfectly centered airflow. So onto the deck section itself, look at these big ass post screws. Holy crap, man. Phillips head hex style. And as you raise them up, you can see I already have them raised up. As you raise these up, you can see these clamps just come right up with it, which is really awesome. It is shared lead space, so I guess for a new person it probably is a little tricky. The first time I did it was tricky. You can see down in there, it is very clean. The big Occula symbol. Your 510 is directly in the center, and if you install your squonk, what that's going to mean is, it's going to come right out from the center, your liquid, whatever you're dripping on. So yeah, and these posts are huge. This juice well is a 5mm juice well, so it's probably right around the average size, but for a 24mm RDA, these posts are huge, and as you can see, like, the posts go right to the edge of the the build deck, so you're not going to be able to wrap your wicks around the edge. I know some people, you know, you like a bigger build deck so you can really get the wicks like all the way around, but your wicking is just going to go on either side. I would probably try and leave a gap in the center so that it's not blocked, but I've only been using this in drip mode. As you can see, another couple O-rings there, and everything is just very clean. All right, so definitely what I recommend doing is definitely, you know, getting your coils in how you'd like them. And I would definitely be doing like some pre-clipping, so to speak. So I've already put this one in and kind of gotten it how I want it, as far as like where I'd like it, you know, adjusted. So what I did was I went ahead and I put it in, and I clamped it down. I adjusted the angle that I got going on here. So now I can go ahead and retighten this down. Something like that, just so I can get the leads clipped, so I'm not trying to cut leads with both the coils in. So basically I installed it, I got it angled up where I want it, where I know like the airflow is gonna hit. Basically you could put it on, you could put the barrel on if you like, but I just kind of give it a rough. And so I put one side in, and then we tighten down, and we're gonna go ahead and clip our extra leads that we got going on the other side there, and then we will take it out, put the other one in, do the same thing, and then we'll just put both of them in for real, and we should be all set. I'm sure maybe other people have other ways of building this, but this is how I built it, because I feel like it's literally the only way that like makes sense. So we'll do that. So that one's all set. I mean, if you have a coily tool or some kind of a coily tool, and you can say like, okay, well that's you know, 6mm or 7mm, then that's cool. You can cut those, you know, to whatever size that you end up finding, and then you'll always know. But this is the way that that I did it. So we'll get that one in there. I'm gonna put our little 3mm jig thing that we got going on. These are 3mm. These aren't anything fancy as far as what these coils are. These are just like some Mech Life. Mech Life coils that I got when I got the Arcless. So get that there. We'll retighten these down. Make sure that the coil is pretty much like angled like the way we want, as far as you know, the height and such. Before we go and like clip the leads, we want to make sure that we have. What I do is when I put them in, I bend it up so that the air, you know, hits perfectly center on the coil. So then same thing as before, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clip the leads on the back side here. Great. So now what we'll do is I'm gonna leave that one there. I'm gonna try and pull out another little setup so that when we install our other coil here, I got something to hold on to. So this is a little tricky doing this on camera, but that's fine. Maybe I'll fast forward through this, maybe I won't, we'll see. So then we're gonna go ahead and we will install our other. If you're not gonna use anything that's ceramic, you just make sure you're not firing as you're strumming. So gonna get these coils going evenly. This part does take a little bit of time. And any of that sizzling that you hear is just because like I said, I did give this a rinse because I have been using it for a while. As you can see, these are glowing pretty nicely. Pretty much got all of our hot spots out, which is great. So now we'll let that cool down and we'll get some wicks in there. Alright guys, we're going to be using some Firebolt cotton. The shoelace style is awesome on that. You can get this stuff on pretty much all the major websites. So what I like to do is, you know, I don't like to be wasteful. I like to really try and use everything I can. So this end, I'm gonna basically I'm not even gonna have to snip it. I'm gonna try and set it up so that it can literally just get tucked. And then what I'm gonna do with this other side here is I'm gonna put my scissors basically right up to the build deck practically and just clip it. It's just gonna get folded down and under, and then if I have enough, which I should, we'll just do the same thing on the other side. We'll just clip off the shoelace section. See, right about there, make it nice and even with the other side. Go ahead and give this a clip pretty much with that one. And yeah, so you know, no waste. That's all that's left, and that could be used, I guess, if you really wanted to, maybe in like a single coil setup or something. But yeah, so no waste. That's pretty much garbage. Now we have we're all cottoned up. ready to just pretty much fold it under. You can all, you know, it's all test and tune. You know, I like to do that. There's always different ways of doing stuff. You know, you just want to tuck it in. I like to leave a little space in the center down in there, if you can see that. Same thing on the other side. We're just gonna take it and give it a little tuck in, just like that. I like to push it back a little bit. And as you put liquid on your cotton, of course, you won't have all these little fuzzies going on. You know, maybe that side's a little too long, so we'll go ahead and we'll give it a little trim down a little more like that. And then we will go ahead and just put it right back in here. And then once again, just go ahead in the center. So then you can see right there in that center down in there, you do have a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of play room. Nothing's blocked at the very center. Putting some liquid on these the O-rings, that is something I'm going to talk about. You know, you could probably do it like this, or just, you know, put it on your finger and do it if you wanted to. The reason I'm doing this is because, and it's a good thing, of course. You know, you'd rather have way too tight O-rings, not way too tight, but you'd rather have tight O-rings than you know, than loose. But the thing that I'm going to mention is that it definitely has tight O-rings. So yeah, now what you'll do is, you know, you'll adjust your AFC, you know, center to your what you got going on, your coils. You know, right, I'd say when you do this, you got to be careful because it can spin right off. So I usually take off the first hole, so I'm going to adjust my AFC so that when I put this on and I put on my AFC like that, I always cut off one, and what's going to be over here is going to be the same on this side. And then you look in there, you just want to make sure that you're hitting the center of your coils, which it looks great to me, so that's good. But hey, what did we forget? Well, forgot to put some liquid on there, and everything sits very snug, as you're seeing. Like, it's coming apart, it's all like very, very snug. So halfway decent, or pretty decent, or average, whatever you'd like to say, on the juice well there. Give us a little, oh yeah, we got vapors, guys. Yeah, so pretty deep juice well on that. In case you're curious, this is some lava luau. It's something I got in my vape box video. If you didn't check that out, I'll throw the link in the description, and also throw the link in the description for the Jackaroo kit. So let's go back up top. We'll give it some vapes. I'll show you the clouds that this thing can throw, and we'll go through some pros and cons. Wow. All right, so we are back up top. I know this video is kind of long. If you've stuck around, thank you very much. I just tried to, you know, I just want to show everybody, and certain things take a little time on camera. Maybe I'll cut through some parts. I'm not too sure yet. So the Occula RDA, just going to run through all the facts one more time. 24mm RDA, 5.5 milliliters on the juice well. It is made out of a stainless steel connection, dual post build clamp style deck. You get the hex-shaped screws. They are Phillips head. You get the knurled little section on top. AFC, it's set up for a single or dual coil, running right around $35. Gold plated 510 connection. The colors come in black and the stainless steel. It is primarily made out of stainless steel. And let's make some clouds. So this build is reading 0.15. We're going to bounce it right up to like 90 watts, just because I've been vaping this at a very high wattage. We have one of our AFC snake bite style closed right off. Here we go. And wow, the flavor is great. You're not getting too hot of a vape at 90 watts with one of these one of the airflow holes closed. And right off the bat, I gotta say the pros is the airflow. It's crazy smooth. You're getting a stupid amount of airflow. You can obviously, you know, close off 2 and close off 3. Maybe your flavor and the warmth of the vape is gonna jump off with the more jump up with the more that you close down. It's obviously gonna get hotter. This is definitely, me personally, I like vaping this at a high wattage. So the adjustable barrel section here, it's not something that's new. Obviously a lot of people are starting to do it, and it just makes sense. It makes sense to be able to adjust your barrel section so that your airflow is always hitting your coils perfectly, no matter how much of the holes that you close off. So the adjustable AFC is great. The aesthetics is awesome. The aesthetics is something that I'm going to say, this doesn't come in many colors, but this shorty drip tip that's got the gold, that's great. Your the top here that has the knurled section, and then you can just see the barrel kind of divots, which is really, or divots, curves, I guess I would say curves. The price, now everybody knows Twisted Messes, the Twisted 24, that was a pricier RDA, so considering this, I'm seeing it right around $30 to $40 on the popular sites. That's great. So let's get into some cons. Hard to get into cons on this one because I liked it so much. Some people are definitely going to say it's just way too much airflow. Yeah, you can cut it down, of course you can, but maybe even one hole or half of a hole is just too much. I don't really know. I just think like you're offered so much airflow, so maybe that's going to be too much for some people. And of course, these pros and cons are you know, these are for me. These are my pros and cons. You may love every single con that I have to say. So the fact that it only comes in black and stainless is going to have to be a con for me. A lot of people like, you know, optional colors. And the last thing would be the shorty drip tip. Now, some people like that. They should have made it like a Delrin chuff cap maybe, or I don't know, maybe even just a bigger drip tip. It is tiny, so you can burn your mouth on the top cap if you're chain vaping. So all in all, 1 through 10, what am I gonna rate this RDA? Considering that it's a 24 millimeter RDA and it has so much to offer, I'm gonna say right around a 7. The flavor obviously isn't the best off of all the RDAs that I've used, but you're getting great flavor. And everything about this is just great. This is definitely for a builder. This is for somebody who really wants to, you know, throw some sweet builds in here. You love the clamp style, and yeah. So all in all, thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that already. Throw a like, a comment, you know, give it a share, all that. Give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like the video, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and good night. And remember, let's keep vaping.